Okay, so now staying in the NFL, we just talked about the NFL Network. Now let's see what another network got to say about the the upcoming NFL season. ESPN just dropped their preseason power rankings. The top five went as such: Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, Packers, and Rams. The bottom five went as such: Bengals, Jaguars, Jets, Lions, and Texans. So everybody's in between those 10. So with that said, Jay, we had a chance to go over this list and kind of evaluate a little bit before the show. What is the hyperbole of this list? I got a feeling you might start somewhere with the Broncos, but the floor is yours. So what do you see that was just straight blasphemous?
I, w- I'm gonna come back to that. Because I want to start with the good stuff. Because
Okay.
I think the Chiefs and Bucks, I think them at 1 and 2. I think there's an argument to be made. I mean, Tampa Bay is the defending champs. They got all the starters coming back. So I think there's a good argument that can be made that maybe they deserve the top spot. But of course, as we just laid out, the Chiefs we believe had the best player in football. I think he's going to be the best quarterback in football for years to come, and that's a huge trump card that Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs have. But I do think those are the best teams right now. I kind of want to flip flop Green Bay and Buffalo, but I get it. Buffalo, I mean, that's in all credit, like not only to Josh Allen but Sean McDermott, who's done a fantastic job up there in Buffalo, making them a bona fide contender and unseating the New England Patriots as of right now. The other thing, the thing that stands out to me as far as like divisions is the NFC West is given a lot of respect here, and rightfully so. I think that is the best division in football. You have the Rams at 5, you have Seattle at 8, San Francisco at 10. So looks like ESPN's banking on them guys to be healthy. If you're gonna be 10th, you're gonna have to have a decision be made at quarterback, Kyle Shanahan. And the Cardinals, because we've been talking about Cliff Kingsbury, how there appears to be some pressure there. You can't bring in all these just veteran stars that I understand they probably on the back nine of their career, but guys like AJ Green and JJ Watt, I mean, you can't be bringing these guys in and then say, oh well, we're just what are you doing? Are you going to be well, you can't be 8-8. Well, I guess you'd be 8-1, but like I said about Minnesota earlier, 3 wild cards, you might want to snag one of them, or you just can't keep accumulating talent and not do anything with it.
Right.
um, I think and you brought up a good point. Maybe this has to do with the Carson Wentz situation with the whatever injury he's dealing with. But I really think it's a mistake to think Tennessee is that much better than Indianapolis, because I think Indianapolis, especially defensively, I think Indianapolis, I would give them a clear edge on the defensive side of the ball. And I know it's been a while, but Ryan Tannehill ain't never been an MVP candidate in this league. Carson Wentz has. I'll leave that there. I think it's. I
Well,
think it's also.
I just got one question for you. If Carson Wentz, because it seemed like Carson Wentz might miss like the first, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks of the season. Do you think Jacob Eason has enough around him that he can hold, not necessarily win the division to Carson Wentz, but hold it down, hold the fort down, to hold the Titans back to be in the driver's seat of the division until Carson Wentz come back?
And if they're taking it, and I haven't seen that as far as Carson Wentz missing that much time, and that's absolutely a fair point. So if he's going to be out that long, maybe that takes the division out of play. But I do think, I mean, there is enough there for Jacob Eason to hold the line. And can you play 500 ball, or can you just like help us tread water to like a 2-3 start or something like that? Like, don't embarrass us. But I do think there is enough there for them to get by. Another thing, like New England slipping, they down here at 17. Not only are they obviously below the Bills, but they're below the Dolphins. That's something worth watching. The Saints, I think, I understand. I mean, I know Drew Brees isn't there. Maybe that's probably where a lot of the reservations lie, but that Saints still have a lot. They got a lot of talent. And I am going to say this. I know Jameis Winston, like he probably good for a few interceptions here and there, But I think they're going to dial up some big plays this year because I know he's going to be able to throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field. No disrespect. No disrespect. So, I mean, we just saw it. I know it was only preseason, but, I mean, Trevor Lawrence did not look good in that preseason game we just saw. I know that's just the Jaguars. I know it's a rookie quarterback. I get it. I know he was in a heated competition with Gardner Minshew. I get it. So, but you know, let's go to the bottom where there's definitely some deserving teams to go down there. Houston is it's the abject mess, so I can't be, you know, that's clear to me that they at the bottom. I honestly wish the Detroit Lions would be at the bottom just so I could just laugh at Dan Campbell some more. But I'm sure he's busy. I'm sure he's over there prepping Deuce Staley for his head coaching job. So I know he's a bit distracted. We understand. The Jets are going to be awful. All their players keep getting hurt. You know, I mean, Zach Wilson seems like a heck of a kid, and you know, I think he's shown some good things so far in the preseason. But Lord have mercy when the season starts. I hope that they can, you know, patch some of them dudes up and get them back in the lineup for him. Starting with this that big left tackle they have, Mekhi Becton. You know, but you know, and I don't like to go off on tirades that are, you know, personal for teams that I support or anything. But really, you read these teams off to me, and it was about like you got to the middle of the pack, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you, like the fact that the Chargers are that far ahead of the Denver Broncos, put the little antennas up. I expected them to be a couple of spots after them. I would probably say put them in about 17, and I get it. But to have them, I don't think you can sell me on any of the teams 21 through 25 as being better than the Denver Broncos. The Raiders, the Bears, the Falcons, the Giants, the Panthers. I'm not here for it. I'm gonna tell you right now, Denver's gonna be better than every one of those teams this year. And I think there's and I know I don't love this Teddy Bridgewater thing, but in this argument right here, it helps me because I know Teddy Bridgewater ain't gonna be out there turning the football. I know that. So, and that's all to me. That's all Denver needs. They need a competent quarterback that can manage the game because they have a lot of talent around him. Cortland Sutton is back. Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon. You got the young man Javonte Williams in the backfield with you as well. And then defensively, Vic Fangio gonna have this defense balling out of control. Von Miller's back. I know he's coming off injury. He's older, but Bradley Chubb is poised for a big season. Justin Simmons with the big contract in the backfield. They got cornerback depth out of just the wazoo. Patrick Surtain, I think he's going to do very well for them. I think it's a mistake to devalue this team to that degree. That's it. Go ahead.
Hey, you know, I had to let you go ahead and get it off your chest. So, like I said in the lead-in, you got your top five and you got your bottom five. And listen, as you see, the separation between the top five and the bottom five is quarterback play. Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Green Bay, and the Rams. I mean, yeah, you want to hit me with some, well, we don't know how Matt Stafford going to play with the Rams, but we know how Matt Stafford going to play. And now he got upgrades in even with Cam Akers going down and Sonny Michel coming in, it's still an upgrade in the running back position for him. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say he's gonna do okay. Yeah, granted, he's in the most competitive division in the National Football League, but he will play, I think, up to a standard that will justify the Rams being the top 5 team. Then you go to the bottom, and you get the exact opposite of quarterback play. You got the Texans that might put a kick returner at quarterback by the time week 1 roll around. You got the Lions. Jared Goff, we ain't never been sold on Jared Goff. And then when you add in Dan Kneecaps in there, we just can't trust what we're going to get out of Detroit Lions. Somebody them Broncos out. We'll probably get a Ford Bronco that can fly in Detroit before Detroit Lions actually be a viable option for a contender. New York Jets, let's be real here. Listen, Zach Wilson could be the next coming of Peyton Manning, John Elway, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, whatever quarterback you want to put in there. But the fact remains this. He's wearing a New York Jets uniform. And that's all that needs to be said. And then with Jacksonville, listen, like you said, hey, Trevor Lawrence, you're a long way from Clemson, aren't you? A long way from Clemson. Those days of just having all the talent in the world and everybody throwing the rose petals at your feet and you just, hey, I can mail it in and still be in the national championship.
Pulling out the red carpet.
Gone. You know what I'm saying? Those days are gone. They are gone. Hey, for all intents and purposes, you and Urban Meyer are in what we like to call the bottom of the barrel. And good luck with that. I think I would have swapped the Eagles and the Bengals. I think the Bengals just off the strength of Joe Burrow, I'm switching that because we already know what we got in Philadelphia. It's a straight clown show. And you heard what I said earlier. The Eagles just traded for Gardner Minshew, so that tells me right there. Maybe Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco ain't giving Sirianni the field that he wanted. So let me get another quarterback that's not going to give me the field that I want in Gardner Minshew. So right there, that's a clown show. Listen, folks, we're coming into the fall. You know what happens in the fall for most states. The state fair is coming, and let's just add the Eagles situation as one of the main events in your local state fair. So I would definitely have the Eagles at 28. I would have had the Bengals at 27 just because I do have confidence in Joe Burrow. Don't necessarily got confidence in the offensive line, so I don't know how that's going to work. But Joe Burrow has showed me enough to show that he can play this game when given the opportunity. So I think that's the difference between the haves and have-nots. Now, when you get into the middle, listen, the old football team here, they got to be off the strength of their defense, cause I don't know. I would say if I had to be, and the coach, you're right, and the coach, because Ron Rivera one of the best to do it. And he the GM too, so I should say coach / GM.
Everything. They make him the owner too.
Put my bid in. The football team is probably where I would start saying every team behind the football team, even the Broncos to this fact, because clearly we need to see them play and make sure Teddy Bridgewater don't, make those mistakes. But I think every team behind the football team is a legitimate case of, what in the hell is going on at the quarterback position. The Bears, question mark. The Falcons after Matt Ryan, question mark. Like, what are we getting out of Matt Ryan? We've been over the quarterback situation in the Giants. We knew that was a reach the year that they reached for him, and he hasn't proved us wrong yet. The Panthers, once again, that's the team that Teddy Bridgewater came from. That is also the team that, got Sam Darnold. Will he be? You explained that Broncos good enough where I don't have to, re-beat up that dead horse. But I think that is the difference. When you get to number 20 and you go down to 32, you have major questions at quarterback until you see them play. And once you get from the Saints, I would say to the Saints to the Titans, now you're kind of like, because I agree with you. I think Jameis Winston is going to be very good for the Saints. I think he's undervalued because of the tomfoolery that he done up to this point. But when he's focused, now that he can see, because I don't know how he was an All-American in football and baseball, got scouted by all 32 teams, and nobody knew that he couldn't see. I don't get that. To this day, I'm still perplexed that how you pay people, then their job is to know everything about a player, but you didn't know that he couldn't see properly. And then now he got LASIK surgery.
The squinting to this degree, that wasn't a giveaway either?
Nah, I guess maybe his eyes hurt a lot. I don't know, but that's just ridiculous, and somebody need to be talking to their scouting department. But now he got LASIK surgery, so clearly, he can see clear now. Give him a commercial on one of them Visine joints or some type of contact, whatever. Give him some extra bread. And then, like you said, the Patriots. It seemed like a passing of the torch in the AFC East there. The Patriots used to be the big dog on the block, not so much now. It seems like we're getting more and more support behind the Dolphins. Definitely more and more support behind the Bills. So with that said, and then I'm gonna be honest with you. We talked about this the last show. I don't think the whole Cam Newton, Mac Jones debacle is helping the Patriots either. So we'll see how that go. I would say this: the Browns at 7. And I'm going to end on this. The Browns at 7. It sounds like it makes sense, but it's one of them things where you're like, no, I got to see it first. Got to see it first.
Yeah.
I don't know about Baker Mayfield. I don't know if Odell Beckham going to come back acting a fool. I don't know if the defense should be good, but we don't know if they're going to be fully healthy, ready to go. I don't know. The Browns, I just got to see it. I'm not totally convinced on that. So with that said, those were some of the highlights I seen out of this power rankings. But I'm with you. I need to know what these guys was doing at the exact time that they came up with these rankings, because it seemed like we had a whole lot of scotch getting passed around the room and, something going on, because some of these don't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Can I give you one more question just before we close this out? I think the gap between Dallas and Washington is entirely too big from 12 to 20. Do you?
Offensively, no. If you're talking about the totality of the team, yes. Because let's be real here. Washington got the better coach, right? Washington got the better defense. That's hands down. I don't think there's no arguments there. But when you talk about the offense, right? You take Terry McLaurin out. I think they got like a running back there that eludes me. I forgot his name.
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson. Those two guys, I think, are certified. Like, them guys can get you somewhere. The rest of the offense is a little bit of a question mark. I don't think I like, the rest of their offense more than I like Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, C.D. Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Dak Prescott. So that's why I say offensively, I think you're about right offensively, but if you put the rest of the package together, yeah, I think that gap is a little egregious.